It is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama like prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before our face too black. Yes, his your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm still calling myself the OG prison wife. Um, That is until God reveals to me what name I should be using. Um, y'all, if y'all don't understand what I'm talking about, you have to go back a little bit. I was talking about how Prophet Tierra was saying that you got to change your channel name. You cannot be prison wife. Like, we don't come into agreement with nothing with prison. Um, it, however, unfortunately, is the situation I'm in. I'm a prison wife. Um, And I wasn't coming to glorify prison wife life. I was coming to be that person that helps prison wives, that because it is a shameful walk almost sometimes. It is something that no one understands you, no one gets it, no one cuts you any slack. They basically, it's just something that they look down on you and they judge you, not even understanding exactly what a prison wife is. So I wanted to show prison wives that, hey, you can be whatever. You can achieve your dreams. You can, you know, continue your life. Don't stop your life because your husband's in prison. Just keep fighting for not only for his freedom, but also fight for yourself to continue to move and grow while he's incarcerated, because you don't want to put yourself on hold. And I've been a prison wife for so long that I have a lot of knowledge that came behind it. Knowledge that comes from on the job training. So I haven't been a prison wife for 5 years like many prison wives, 10 years. I've been a prison wife for 23, going on 24 years. If you don't think I got some things down pat and I got some experiences that could help you, baby, then what did I do all this for? Oh, God. Glitter on my face. There's always something on my face. But that was the whole reason of putting Prison Wife in my channel name. Also because I wanted to show up in search with other prison wives, because my channel just does not get that push that I see a lot of other prison wives channels getting. And I'm like, hold on, I'm an expert on this, like literally. But yeah, until God directs me in what to change my channel name to, I kind of, anything I would change it to would just be me changing my name. So I gotta wait on God and see what He tells me to do with that. But anyway, I do have something that is pertaining to prison wives. Now, there was a company named Vonage. Crazy. I got a unsuspected check from Vonage. And I'm like, at this time, and mail makes me overwhelmed, anxious. Emails, mail, all of that makes me overwhelmed and anxious, because it's just, at this time, it is way too much going on in this life. Like, me and Marcello literally just had that conversation about how, like, financially strapped it is out here in this real world or free world, or however he wants to say it. It is financially strapped. It is hard, it's difficult. It's not the same life that he left in 2002, right? Half of it to prepare him for when he does come home, that you're not coming home to the same thing. This ain't even normal what you're going to be coming home to. You're coming in. This isn't even normal for us that been out here in this world, this free world, quote unquote. It's not so free, allegedly, but they call it free. But we're not even adjusted to this. And as we adjust a little bit, they shift it, they shake it up, and disorientate us, and then we start trying to figure that out, and then they shake it up again, and we just can't get a footing here. So we just had that conversation. But I got an unexpected check from Vonage, and I was not expecting this. Now, prison wives, a lot of prison wives, we set up, especially here in Florida, we set up Vonage accounts because the calls, one of the hardest things in being a prison wife is communication and being able to pay for communication. It's expensive being a prison wife. It takes a good chunk of your finances, right? Which, yeah, think about over 23 years in my life, how much of my finances has went into this system. And that's why they do it. That's why they don't care, allegedly, if you're wrongfully incarcerated, because they can easily make some money off of you, allegedly. So we were trying to find cheaper ways to stay in contact with our loved ones. And at this time, we had, I think it was with Securus. It could have been not even that. I don't know. They changed so many phone companies. Like, it's just battles of who can get that money, because there are people going through this detrimental situation, and we got to monetize off of this, girl. They gonna pay whatever to talk to their loved ones. That's how it really is. But we get the blame because we shouldn't be with criminals, and allegedly they shouldn't have did what they did. So it's all, the door is open for them to exploit us because we're basically allegedly putting our own selves in this position. That's why I told you nobody's gonna understand you but another prison wife, because that's how they look at it, looking outside in, not being in your shoes and judging the situation. So people would get internet phone when that first came out through Vonage, and you could pick a phone number. And what you would do is you would pick a phone number close to the facility that your loved one was incarcerated in. Your loved one could update his phone list once. I think it was really once a year. If it wasn't 6 months, it was once a year, or when he moved camps, when they transfer him. Then he can update his phone list, and then only the people on the phone list that are approved could call. So then it was by distance. They would do by miles. So if he's far away, they're going to charge you more for the same call as if he were close. So prison wives are brilliant. We were getting the internet phone where you could pick any phone number from any place, and we would pick a phone number close to the facility so that it wouldn't be all those surcharges, and you would just pay for it. You wouldn't be paying for the distance, but you would be paying for the just the time that you spend on talking. And at that time, phone calls could be as cheap as you pay your phone bill, but then you would pay only like 50 cents to $1 or something a call, because it would exclude that distance. So I had Vontage for a while, and that's what I would have to do. That is not even the beginning of this prison wife journey. The first one was when you had to add long distance on your AT&T bill, or whoever was close to AT&T. I think they even had Bell South back then, girl. But you would have to have a regular phone, only a house phone, not a cell phone. So prison wise, being able to call, talk to your husband on the cell phone, girl, that is luxury. Y'all just don't know that struggle of having to make your butt get to the house to catch his call, or having to stay at the house to catch his call. The first little bit of freedom we got like that was when we could do call forwarding. And if they caught that your call was call forwarded, they could terminate your services, to where you can't talk to him. They could do all types of things, like So it's been a journey. I've been through a lot. I've been through so many different phases. I got so much knowledge just from this hands-on experience. So the Vonage, I basically canceled it probably back in 2020. I don't know. But I get an unexpected check. And now I'm going to read what it says. So if any of my other prison wives had Vonage, look out for that check or call them and be like, girl, where my check at? Girl. And it's very small. It's only about $50. It's not nothing big. It's $50. Okay. And then it says, Dear K. Dixon, because of a settlement between the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and Vonage, you are entitled to a payment. According to the FTC, Vonage made it easy for customers to sign up for phone plans, but very difficult to cancel. Customers often had to contact the company multiple times, speak to multiple agents, and listen to multiple sales pitches before they could cancel their service. Customers that succeeded in canceling that succeeded in canceling were sometimes charged unexpected fees or had additional charges added to their accounts. And that reminds me of something. Charges. What do charges sound like? Criminal charges. Charges is something that you're charged and then you pay for. That's exactly what that reminds me of. Now, you see how people are getting together and getting settlements because they were overcharged. They were charged for more services than they actually got, or they were charged more for what the worth of what the product they got. Charged more. That's wrong, right? So when you pertain it to criminal charges, why don't people get upset when you're excessively charged? My husband was not only wrongfully incarcerated, but he was excessively charged. That gets deleted. That gets close up your ears. I don't want to hear that. But you overcharge, even though you wrongfully charged them. But even if you wrongfully charged them, according to what? That's like if you claim I had a line, but you did charge me for how much was used on that line, then you wrongfully charged me, but you did charge me according to what was used. So let's say you wrongfully charged me and you charged me for the neighbor's charges, add theirs to my account and just say somebody's got to pay it. You shouldn't have never had a Vonage account, allegedly. That's what they would say. But nobody cares when it comes to things like that. They feel like because you got one charge or you got in trouble for one thing, anything should be able to be placed on you and it's okay. That's overcharging. But people getting class action suits and stuff and settlements for being overcharged. Like, girl, allegedly. Okay. Our records show that you tried to cancel your Vonage account more than once, or that you were charged fees after you canceled. The enclosed check is your share of the settlement. So it was a small settlement. Yeah. But it came in handy. It could be a little bit of gas money, girl. And of course, it's not what they took from me. It definitely ain't as much as I put into that because I did kept trying to cancel that service after it. Shortly after, it didn't work. I don't think it ever really tracked that last time that he was closer. So it wasn't, I mean, it was supposed to be closer to him. So it wasn't really reflecting the cheaper charges like I needed. And I just wanted to cancel it. But like you said, they kept putting me through the ringer trying to cancel that thing. Um, but yeah, crazy. The things that I've had to go through. And I no ways want those things to be in vain. That's why I'm on here as the OG prison wife, telling you guys what I did to get over and how I'm trying to break down these stigmas. I'm trying, like, there's strong roll cloths and strong prison wives and families. She broke down a lot of stigmas. She was nothing like what they think a prison wife is. The image of a prison wife. Just like I was watching a video, a very upsetting video last night. I did share it to my community page because this is something that us prison wives have to think about. You have to make sure you're in this for the right reason and for the right person, because everybody is not the right person. I would only do this for Marcello, and I've only done this for Marcello. And I myself know that Marcello is innocent of his crimes. But I also have to know that because Marcello has been put into a system and he's been raised in that system, he's no longer raised in the system that we operate on out here. He was raised under another system from 19 to now 44. He's been raised in that system. So he's allegedly been conditioned. And I have to know that he's going to have some issues coming out of that place. So you always have to prepare for that release date, that it may not be that sunshine and rainbows that you've been waiting for. I already know it ain't going to be that. It's too much time, too much damage. It's not going to be that. I want to get to that point so we can move on and we can start going through therapy. We can start building our family bonds again. We can start from somewhere, right? You can't really start too much of nothing while they're in prison, currently incarcerated. But she was a fellow prison wife, and she was with a guy, showered him with gifts when he got out. And they would, like, in the end, he took her life. The guy got out, and I don't know if it was months later, years later, he took her life. Sad, 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 sad video. But if you read the comments, that's what makes you even more sad. It layers the sadness. Because she, of course, was an entrepreneur. She was doing it. Many of us prison wives are entrepreneurs. We excel. Like, we are go-getters. We go to be able to go up against this system. You got to have that heart. And we got that heart to make it by any means. We're going to make it. We're going to overcome. And we're going to have our husbands come out and they're going to be successful. We desire to set them up so that they can have their footing in this world that is not the same when they left it. And then when they come out, they have different mental issues they're going through. I read one comment that said that the shock of going into prison and adapting is much easier than the shock when you get out of prison after being in prison for a long time. It is completely a whole different world, and they're not conditioned to live in this world. It's like when they take, like, Free Willy. They took the whale out of the wild and then had it in captivity. Even with zoos and things like that, when they take those animals out the wild and then they put them in captivity and then you release it back to the wild, does that animal survive in the same way that it would have had you never obstructed it? Humans are not much different. So there's going to be so much to overcome once he finally gets released. But in that story, it is so sad. But he took her life. So she did that time with him, and he was not the right person for her. And that does, I've heard of that happening on this prison wife journey. Or you hear the prison wife held the person down and the man just left him. That should have been what he did. He should have just done that, just left her rather than take her life. I know that would have been a hard blow to her for her to hold him down and then he leaves her, but at least you're still here. But people were blaming her. Why are you victim blaming? She chose the wrong person. But they were saying because he's in prison, you should have knew better. You should have knew. I don't feel sorry for her. If you're doing ratchet things, then you get ratchet consequences. I'm like, God, people are so quick to judge without really understanding at all. It is not that she's gone because she picked someone in prison, which they never clarify whether she was with the person before prison or after. It is because she picked the wrong person, period. It's not just because he was in prison. There's many men out here in the free world that are taking women's lives. October was just Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The men are free. And many times when you are doing domestic violence, they will let you go quick, fast, in a hurry to reoffend. They don't put you behind bars like that. So they got it wrong. And yes, it is but so many women, I mean, whether the man is free, not free, so many women just choose the wrong man. And you have to have God lead you. Basically, the man is supposed to find you, but you got to continually seek whether this is what God wants in your life for you. Is this the person? I ask God all the time. And if he can vouch for me, he can't talk right now and tell you, yeah, she do ask me all the time, am I really supposed to be with Marcello? Like, am I supposed to be with him? I want to know. I don't want to be with someone that God does not want me to be with. And every prayer to the Lord, just take them out my heart. It never ends up being that. But my heart goes out to her. Many other prison wives have not. It is a portion of prison wives that have gone through that. But you have to know that it could happen to any of us. Stop thinking, even within the society of just looking down on prison wives, that it's cause you made that decision, it happened to you, so you brought it on yourself. Holier, I'm holier than thou, so I can judge you. No, it is an unfortunate event that happened. He was the wrong man. Even if he was out in the free world and never in prison, he would have been the wrong man for her. But they do got some mental things happening to them because of where they are. So we also have to be aware of that. They can't, it's a lot of emotional suppression going on in prison. They have to suppress all of that. So when they come home, they may not necessarily be able to, because they're not in that same survival mode of having to suppress emotions and just do. So how are they adjusting to this new way of life? Some can't adjust. Some do. It's going to take God. I know it is. And I know it is. Because there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some issues we have to deal with. But I don't want to just jump into it. Oh, you were locked up, now you're free. Like, oh, life is back to normal. No. How could we go back to life as normal when you took decades? You took decades. So we take that step by step. There's another prison wife, prison wife coach. She has an academy preparing for release, preparing for your husband's release. And she's like, you need to be preparing maybe a decade before, which means I gotta actually prepare. Like, girl, a decade before, 5 years before. You need time because it's not, you're not just gonna jump out, he's free, and things are just gonna, just, y'all gonna hit the ground running. That's not reality. Yeah, but all right, guys. I will talk to you later. About to go take my grand grandchild and niece and nephew to the park because it's daylight savings and it's gonna be dark soon. So I gotta get a move on it. All right, guys. Still in my little sleeping thing. Like I got to move, girl. I ain't got too much time left on my day off. All right. It's your girl Cadillac.